What's up, everyone? Dylan Bartz here. How's everyone doing today? Well, for today's topic, I'm going to be talking about the fact if God is real. And with that being said, that is perhaps the most important question that humanity can ever ask about the fact if God's real. And that is a real crucially very important question that any of us has been asking for the past thousands of years. And well, I can let you know from my personal experience about the fact that God is real, and it's also like based on everything what the Bible had said, and also based on the signs that I've seen that God is real and so forth. And before I get to this heavy topic, I can mention this one verse that I've looked at in the Bible, and everything I've looked in the Bible had turned out to be true, believe it or not. And whether you all are a non-believer, whether you're a Muslim, Christian, or a Jew, I can let you all know about this one fact about the Bible. It's actually abbreviation for something. And it actually shocked me that I first learned what the definition of the Bible really means. It's basic instructions before leaving Earth. That actually kind of blew my mind. And also with this one verse I actually saw, it's from 2 Corinthians 5:7. Live by faith, not by sight. By living by faith, you just have to like put your full and trust and faith in God instead of yourself. And if you actually expect things to be true by just only by seeing but not by faith, then it's most likely then you're most likely not gonna, well, if you actually expect to see something in order to be true, then it's most likely not going to happen. But if you actually like believe by faith and actually know what's true, then you're going to believe what you see later. And with that being said, I can just tell you straight up how I came to Christ. 2.5 years ago, for my near-death experience in the hospital as I was pursuing strawman, I've actually made a promise to God. I promise I will get into my Bible every single day. I will go to church every Sunday. And then all of a sudden, instead of being in the hospital for weeks, I actually stay there for days. And I just and then after I got out, I just started like not getting back to my old ways, such as like profanity or pornography, and not doing those other stuff where my old self was used to doing, but then and then just started like transforming into a brand new person in a way. And with that being said, it actually reminds me of this other verse, 2 Corinthians 5:17. For anyone who belongs to Christ, the old is gone and the new has come. And after I started following Christ, I started becoming a new person in a way. And then once you start following Christ, you no longer look at things the same, and you look at everything in a completely different perspective. Like while looking at everything in a complete different perspective, you actually feel like you're in a different world. Like you no longer look at people the same, you no longer look at the trees the same, and then you no longer look at everything else the same, but you're only basically like a new creation in a way. And you feel that mentally, and you feel that emotionally. And the way how I know that God is real, well, look at the trees, look at the sky, look at the birds, the mountains. That's all part of God. That is God. And that is like what's amazing. And the more I dive into Christianity, the more I realize that God is real. And once you realize more that God is real, then you feel like yourself becoming a different person. And that also reminds me of this other verse, Galatians 2:20. So I can't really remember it from the top of my head, but I think I know it starts off with if anyone who belongs to Christ, the new creation has come. And it is I who no longer lives, but Christ that lives in me. And the body that I now live, I live by faith, by the Son of God who lived for me and died for me on the cross. And that is also another true example that you're a new creation. So once following Christ, you're no longer the same person, but you're a completely different person as far as like how you think, how you feel, how you interact with other people, and you no longer desire the old things from the flesh, and you no longer desire the things from the world, such as like partying or alcohol, or getting into drugs, pornography, none of that. And also following Christ, you no longer care about those things, but you only care about having a relationship with Jesus Christ. And the more you develop a relationship with Jesus Christ, the more you realize that God is real. And with that being said, there's no other way to explain like how else he's real except for like actually reading the Bible and understanding it. And also just knowing how real God is. Like, and with that being said, you don't actually see God, you don't hear God, but he actually does speak to you through signs, based on like reading some of those prophecies from the Bible. Like, towards, as we get closer to the end, like the end times, you'll see more, you hear about more earthquakes, you hear more about tsunamis, and it's been happening more and more frequently. And also all the crazy things that are going on in this world, it's happening more and more and more. So God actually does speak to you by signs, and sometimes he speaks to you by dreams, and he speaks to you by coming into your heart, making you feel different ways, and having a way better self-conscious feeling like you shouldn't be doing this, but instead you should go on the narrow path. And the narrow path, what leads to a closer relationship to God. And with that being said, I just know that God is real based on the signs, and based on how I feel and how I interact with other people, and also based on how I no longer desire the old things from the world, but only desire things from the Spirit. And that's how I know that God is real. And all I can say is amen. So if you like what you see, or you like what you hear, then please give this video a like, a thumbs up, which I would truly appreciate it. God bless. And also, most importantly, stay with your faith, and God bless.